Good morning, Geekdom. It's me, the artist and MC, on the fastest live stream west of the Mississippi. I'm getting up to our cruising altitude of 90 miles an hour. Dipping through this traffic, California traffic, that doesn't want you to get on the freeway. They feel offended that you're getting on the freeway, so they want to speed as fast as possible. Here's an on ramp to keep you from getting on. Game. It is a game. So like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. If you don't feel so inclined, that's all fine. I'll get your ass next time. so, so I'm on my way to work. Got a meeting today. It's Wednesday. We got our staff meeting. And you guys know I've been working a lot. A lot of overtime this show. And this is not necessarily Geek Speak, but I don't have a AM meeting. So it's what it's going to be. I've been working a lot, put in a lot of hours, trying to be of service to the team since we're down a couple of techs, right? Two techs at my level, right? So senior techs, plus the most experienced are the ones that we're down. Down two of them out of the three that we have. And I decided to go on vacation because it is now August, middle of summer. I have not had a vacation. I haven't been anywhere since back in, what was it, May, when I went to Grand Canyon. It was an impromptu trip for the same reason. Despite this. So I planned a trip, schedule's been paid for, everything is done. All I need to do is show up and jump on the plane. Turns out that that day I scheduled is the day that I'm supposed to work on call on that weekend. Oversight. Oversight. Being impulsive, right? So I turned around and told everybody on Monday, supervisors were not there, that, hey, I need a cover for this weekend because I'm going out of town. Today is Wednesday. Nobody volunteered. Now, mind you, I asked for a cover or a swap, meaning, hey, I know you folks in the room have a weekend coming up that you probably don't want to do. Do this one this weekend. I'll do yours the following weekend. So you're good for this month. You're good. Said that shit Monday, nobody said anything. And I told you guys yesterday, I forgot I was on call Monday. Why was I on call Monday? Because I'm covering for somebody else who's not here. Now, what am I doing tomorrow? Covering for someone else that is not here. That's Thursday. Right? But I still ain't got no takers on covering my weekend. All right. Let y'all think about that. Not to spell shit out all the time. Now, Yesterday, supervisors and everybody got back from being on vacation, at least my direct team. And we're talking in the group chat about it. And I told him, I said, yeah, I still need to cover for this weekend. Nobody's covered. Nope. Now we going through all this stuff about other days that are free and end of the month. The rest of the month, who can cover those days? I already said, yeah, I can cover. No biggie. But I cannot cancel this trip because other people besides myself have money on the line. I don't have any control over it. Basically, what happened is I had a hotel I was perfectly fine staying at, but in talking to my mother this week about what was going on with my grandfather and whatnot, it came up a conversation that my brother was in Vegas for the fight last week, and mentioned like, "Oh, I'll be in Vegas next week." And my mother mentioned about the timeshare. And my mother's had a timeshare for fucking decades at this point, right? I've stayed there before, but she offered it to me. Now, I told y'all before, me and my mother run hot and cold. We're too close in age. We are too fucking close in age. So sometimes she don't see me as her child. She don't. With some other nigga. So we get, we can run hot and cold with each other. The fact that we were talking on the phone for an hour or two while I was at work was me being, the nice one, forgiving. It's like, all right, fucking, what's going on? What you got to say now? It was some disturbing shit, but I do that before I pick up the phone. That's the only reason she called me. But be that as it may, she offered to get some more timeshare for me. I'm like, sure. It's not an issue or anything like that. Go ahead. It was going to be cheaper than my room that I got. Sure enough, she got back to me within like an hour or so. Yeah, she got the timeshare. It was she could get because it was the last room. It was a small room or whatever the fuck. I didn't give a shit. Don't care. Right? My main goal when I go on vacation somewhere is to have a clean room and a soft bed with some good sheets and towels. That's it. I don't give a fuck about if it's on the top floor, ground floor, if it's the presidential suite. I don't care about none of that shit. None of it is actually important. The important part is it secure? Can I lay my head down and rest with this bitch clean? That's it. That's all I care about. And is the shower hot? Does the shower get hot? That's it. So I am a fucking hellspawn, dude. I need to have some boiling water coming out that damn faucet when I get in the shower. That's it. I'm not gonna spend all my time in the room, so I don't care. I don't care. Right? So she got a room. It's nice. It's at the timeshare. Half the price I was paying for the other hotel. So I canceled the other hotel, paid her about half the money, and we good. She didn't want the money. I'm like, no, I'm giving you this fucking money because that's how we always end up fucked up. I'm like, nah, you acting like I'm some dude that used to fuck you or something like that. No, take this goddamn money here. I put a tip on it. You got shit to complain about, right? So my hotel is through the timeshare, right? So I'm going, regardless. I'm going. Now these goofies up here at this job acting like, they doing me a favor by taking those days. Oh, they're too busy to take that weekend. They don't know. Now here's the funny part. Not just last week, one of these motherfuckers was trying to get me to take his time. That's coming up. He wanted me to cover him. And I told him, yeah, that's cool. Just tell me the days. Why? because he has a young child, a brand new young child. So I know he doesn't have the time to be rushing out to take care of his kid, from taking care of his kid to go do these on calls. Now, it's twofold. That's why I do it. I'm helping him out. I'm helping myself out, right? Helping the team out, right? Not that big of a deal. I don't have no young children at home. My kids are all grown. My fucking grandchild just went to school yesterday. Okay? I don't have any young children at home. But besides that dude, everybody else that's there, I have done time for them. They've asked me to cover them, and I have covered them. Every one of them. They ain't black. Every one of them. Now, I find that interesting. Not really. I think it's more interesting to share than it is to actually go through, because it's what I expect in some ways, right? So I'm doing all this overtime, covering for people who aren't there or people who don't want to do their time. They all owe me. They all do. All of them. At least a day. At the very least, they all owe me a day, at least. They just raised their hand? No. Pretty much all of them have taken vacation. I haven't. How funny is that? But I ask, and I never ask. I never ask. No. Last time I asked was on that one day. I was covering the weekend for one of the other guys, but I couldn't do it Saturday because I planned that Saturday. Like, yeah, I can do the other days, but I can't do this day because I have a date for it. That was it. That's all they had to cover for me. One day. 8-hour period until I came back. It was back to do the rest of the shift. I was covering for somebody else. This week, no, ain't nobody got nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. And I didn't say anything about it. I didn't give a shit. But you do what you do. But I know goddamn well somebody's going to be covering that time because I'm going. That with me. I primarily, as a Gen Xer, as a black male, do not rely on other people because other people are unreliable and will leave you hanging on purpose. No matter what the fuck you've done for them, no matter how much you have actually given to them, they will leave you hanging on purpose. Because nobody likes to see a black man actually win it. I don't. They mad enough because I'm doing all this fucking overtime. But it's time they don't want to fucking do. It's available to them too. They just don't want to do it. So what you mad at me for? You're gonna be lazy and envious at the same time? That don't make no fucking sense. But it's because it's me. Mind you, I'm not an asshole to anybody. Not at work, but I don't need to. I am a helpful soul. I'll help you out. But that's where it's at. So I had to talk to the supervisor yesterday, and he said, "You still need somebody to cover for you?" Yeah. But you can cover, next week and This Thursday? Yeah, I can't. Okay, we'll see. People really need to be doing their time. Yeah, no, it's whatever. Now he says that comment only to actually get at one person. One person it is the one who has the young child, right? Because part of the job that when you take it is that there's overtime and there's mandatory overtime. Your weekend is your mandatory day that you have to be. That's it. Your weekend and that one day a week. Apparently, in the time he's been there, year and a half he's been there, he's only did 2 times. Every other time he gives it to somebody else, and somebody else takes it. Like, well, that's the fucking game, man. Want the job, they don't want to do that fucking overtime. My thing is, don't take the job if you don't want to do that shit. So I was thinking about it yesterday, and this is not me talking shit about my coworker. Don't get me wrong in this. I just think I'm just pointing out an observation that I think is really funny. It's that where I work, there is housing. Some of the people actually stay at that place. So the techs actually stay at that place. So they're not going to be gone anywhere. Still won't cover. Why? It's because I asked. Oh no. Well, I guess they're gonna figure that shit out because come Friday, I leave work early. I'm leaving an hour early. I'm getting to the airport, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. So that's gonna be y'all issue to deal with. I'm leaving my work phone at home, so you won't be calling me about that shit too. Already told you, the time has already been approved. Look, you figure that shit the fuck out. I asked everybody. That is management's job. What you think I'm gonna do? Not go on my trip? Look, I was supposed to go to New Orleans one year for my birthday. My asshole of a district manager at that time would not approve my time off, even though I'm doing the majority of the work. He would not approve my time off all game. Dealing with stuff like that. Like, what is that? Everybody else been taking multiple vacations. What the fuck? I had to cancel my trip. I actually had some stuff scheduled too. I hadn't paid anything yet, but my trip was scheduled, right? This was like September, right? Excuse me, August. My birthday's in November. I canceled my trip. Come September, that motherfucker fired me. Come September, he fired me. I'm like, this motherfucker. I could have went on my fucking trip. All that bullshit to do what you knew you was gonna be doing anyway. Nigga, I was so pissed off. But my director yesterday brought up a good point. And I agree. That the reason why you work better jobs where you get vacation time and you do personal time and shit like that is to use it. It is to use it. I store the shit up so I can take, long trips. Whenever I actually, fucking feel like it and not just, my coochie hurt today. I'm not coming. No, I save it up for long trips. So if I'm really pissed off, I'm just like taking off for 2 weeks. But what the director said was that, look, if you die, that time is still going to be there. It's going to roll away. And I laughed about that shit because by the end of the year, they only pay you out for like 40 hours of that shit. So all the time that you accumulated, they're not even going to pay you for all of that shit. They would if you took it off, but all of it doesn't roll over to the next year. Save it for a rainy day, they're like, fuck you. Give you 40 hours, and the rest of that shit, maybe we'll cut you a check. Point being is you need to look after yourself and your own health. And you need to take time off. So the director was saying, well, look, when she gets to the end of the year, she sees somebody with 400 or something hours or something like that. She's not thinking, oh, awesome, they saved it up. She's thinking, what the hell is wrong? You're not taking no time off for yourself? Now, what will happen is, as a black person working, they will always have a fire for you to deal with to keep you from taking time off. Work your ass, into a stupor. So everybody else will take off no matter what. Not step up, take time off back to back if they need to. Show up for one day, back to work, and gone again for another, week. Don't do that shit. And have no qualms about doing it. They don't feel that they own the company should. Company owes them. As black folks, we think we're trying to, show the company that we're valued. Company don't give a shit. Depending on the company, you know exactly how much they don't give a shit. You have to take that time for yourself. It's like the Merovingian told Neo, if you never take time, how can you have the time? How can you? If you don't prioritize it yourself, why do you think they're going to prioritize it? You can be out there in the field getting it all day, every day. They don't care. They just want to make sure you off the clock for the times they don't want to pay your ass. So, for me, that's how I carry. Now, given a bunch of years ago where I was really trying to put on for this company to move my way up, there's too many assholes standing in your way. Too many people fell upwards, my phrase, that get worried when somebody's motivated, capable, and competent comes along that has the ability to move up. They get real nervous because they know it even if you don't. So I'm taking this time. I will live stream to y'all from vacation. And one of the things I know I'm looking forward to is, I thought about this yesterday driving home. I just want to swim. I just want to swim. I want to get to that hotel, get my big brown ass, my California brown bear ass, in the pool. And swim in the goddamn pool. Why? Happy memories. Summertime and swimming and swimming in the pool is what I remember summer was. That's summer to me. Teenager, me and my homeboy Sleep. Shout out to Sleep here, Leo. His birthday is Friday. He gonna be in the Bay. I'm gonna be out of the Bay on his birthday. I didn't know he was coming until after I scheduled my shit. Otherwise, I would have put it off a day just to hang out with my nigga. But my boy Sleep, summertime, that's what the fuck we did. We went to public pools all over the Bay Area, all over the East Bay. And we would get there and show the fuck out. Because if they had a diving board, we was in that bitch. We was off that diving board. Have gators, all back flips, front flips, side. all kinds of shit. The higher, the better. The deeper the water, the better. And it's a long stretch for me being a little kid, learning how to swim and being afraid of deep water at one point. Now I love deep water. I can't wait to try to touch the bottom. So that was always summer to me. And I realized earlier this year, I had been swimming in fucking forever. Now that, the kid is paid off and I'm thinking about all these trips outside the country I want to take and going to Italy and the Maldives and stuff like that, like, nigga, we need to be swimming. I ain't swam in a minute. I'm waiting to jump in some cool water. I feel a little slushy around the middles. Lacking on my fitness regime. But I want to be in some water. I want to swim. Being out here in 100-degree weather, fixing ACs and fences and all kind of shit, dealing with black widows and all this dumb stuff, I definitely want to swim. I want to swim. And it's a simple thing to immerse yourself in water. It's a simple fucking thing. But it's a simple thing I have not been able to enjoy because I've been putting the needs of other people first before my own. So I want to swim. I think that's the first thing I'm going to do when I get there. I'm going to swim. Yeah, Arya, I know. I'm an ox. I'm a Scorpio ox. An ox is a beast of burden. It is a diligent and hard worker. But oxes can be stupid and stubborn too. My thing is, I never judge how much I can do next to the person standing next to me. I may look over and say that, yeah, this motherfucker don't want to pull or can't pull these 20 bales like me. But the truth of the matter is that motherfucker pulling that one bale is getting paid the same money you getting for pulling 20, nigga. But my thing is I'm always trying to push myself, not based on what the other person will do, based on what I feel I can do. So it never matches up. Yeah, there's people making the same money hourly, same money that I'm making, doing less than I do all day. There are. I'm not responsible for their fucking job. I'm responsible for mine. So I do what I can. I look to maximize what I can do. Well, he ain't doing it, so I don't need to do it. I already know I'm not judging on what somebody else standing next to me is incapable of doing. Nobody's looking at me like that. Yeah, needs of the many. That was yesterday, Noah. All this talk about time off and people covering and shit like that, and I'm raising my hand for this shit. And I do it so funny. It's a group chat with all the techs and the managers and shit like that. And they asking about these days, and all I do is put up the black hand emoji. And nobody says shit. Like they embarrassed. I like that shit. Makes me laugh. Should be embarrassed because you're weak. You weak shit. And I already knew you was weak. I just like you confirming it for everybody else that your asses is weak. Should get some other texts. And if they were, they should get more like me and not like you. Because an emergency came up. I hadn't gone to lunch yet. All the rest of these motherfuckers go to lunch at 11:30. For what? I don't know. Especially around 8:30. Doing piddly shit. Nobody was answering to take it, and girl in the office was too scared to ask me directly because she knew it was going to be some shit. I got a full list of stuff on there already. Do you think any one of those motherfuckers sitting right there at the office volunteered to take that emergency for one of our residents who don't have what they need at the time? Think so? No, not a one of them. They didn't say shit. They didn't even respond to that shit. Now, mind you, to show how fucking funny this is. You know what our motto for this company is right now? Y'all laugh. You guys are gonna fucking laugh when you hear this. But the motto of the company right now, the mission statement right now is we care. We care, right? Residents, each other, all that shit, right? The motherfuckers don't care. They don't give a fuck what was going on with that resident at their house. They couldn't care and couldn't be bothered enough to go do it, even though they taking lunch at the earliest fucking time you could possibly take it in the day. And still was sitting around the rest of the day. I did the shit. I just went by there to see what was wrong. I was like, yep, I can fix this. This will be quick. Because paying attention to shit, this resident, I believe she has some young children. And I know most people in the Manofield like, fuck them kids. Yeah, they my kids. I'm not necessarily, but me, I'm thinking of it as if it was myself. Why would I want to be that fucking inconvenienced? I would be heated to find out that the people responsible for fixing this shit, so I'm not that damn heated, decided to sit on their fucking hands and let me be inconvenienced because they couldn't bother themselves to do it. Morning. Thanks. I'd be pissed off to know that shit. I'd be calling somebody. Somebody higher up, somebody in command, and I'd be bitching to know some shit like that. Wait a minute. This was an emergency. I did what I was supposed to do, which is call you guys to come fix this shit because it's an emergency. And you mean to tell me the people you have to respond to these emergencies decided to sit back and wait? Ain't that the shit that police department got in trouble for in Texas when they had that active shooter and all the motherfuckers showed up just to stand back and let that motherfucker go through and start sniping folks? Ain't that the same shit they got in trouble for? Lazy. I don't appreciate that shit. Me personally. If I can do it, I probably will. Even pissed off, I did it. But this is how I thought about it, which is how they weren't thinking about it. That little hour I spent swapping out one burner for another one so that water heater could work again, they paid me premium time for that shit. That 1 hour. They paid me premium, nigga. And I looked at my numbers. I know what I get paid for premium time. And I ain't mad at it. Because that's that after 5 hours. You know, the time you're supposed to be taking your fucking lunch. So I made more money on that 1 hour for their laziness. They gonna be mad about that shit? No, I'm not. Charge it to the game. You paid me for that shit. But it will come back to you because you'll be paying for this other shit when I'm on vacation too. You'll be paying for it. I haven't. No ways bother because that's not my responsibility. Like they say, it all comes around. You'll need something from me before I need something from your ass. And that's cool. And you still owe. Still owe me. I ain't called you on that shit yet because I don't need to. It's not my responsibility to have to call you on that shit. But you know what you owe, and you will be responsible for paying that tab. So I am unbothered by that shit. But I thought it was funny and endemic of one of the main problems that you have with folks is that they don't actually want to do their fucking job. Everybody wants to get paid. Nobody wants to do the work required to get paid. Look at it this way. Angry Man was talking about this shit online, right? About how he can come onto a panel with guys and they don't want to listen to him. They want to talk shit to his ass and tell him he can't talk because they ain't having money talk or not, some of this other bullshit, right? But any of us who know better, Angry Man is one of the founding members of this space and has put in his time over years, 2 shows a day for years to get to where he is, getting to his 500K. You would think it would behoove people to want to listen to what he had to say. But no, they're more comfortable wanting to disrespect him and tell him what he did doesn't mean shit, even though they ain't nowhere close to doing what he did. Nowhere. That's just kind of how it is. Certain people who put that grind in, you know who the people are who want to disrespect them and they hustle and they grind. Because I know at this place right now, there ain't nobody else who could say they go as hard as me in doing this shit. So if there's a award given out, oh, this person really worked hard, and like, you ain't giving it to me, y'all full of shit. Plain and simple. If it ain't getting past my direction, you all are full of shit. That's all it means. All lazy fucks would like to pat each other on the back for doing half efforts. I'm not a half measure kind of motherfucker. So you don't have to listen. I'm not asking you to. But don't think I'm fucking blind. And don't think I don't know what's going on. Don't think that shit is not actionable in some kind of way. But I chose to take it there. Luckily for you, I'm not. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, get my coffee made, get ready for this BS. Maybe the Latino will come through today. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I've been Artisan MC, and you have just heard the Geek Speak. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.